Hello, I'm Ivan Chung, and I have a bachelor's degree in geography and in urban planning. This lesson focuses on how human activities and adaptations are influenced by living in tectonically active plate boundary zones. It explores the interaction between geological processes and human geography, highlighting the challenges and opportunities faced by communities in these dynamic environments. The agenda outlines key topics: understanding the nature of plate boundary zones, examining human activities in these regions, assessing hazards and their impacts, exploring human responses and adaptation strategies, and reviewing case studies to illustrate these concepts in real-world contexts. Plate boundary zones are regions where tectonic plates meet and interact, leading to significant geological activity. Understanding these zones is crucial because they shape the Earth's surface and influence natural hazards that affect human populations living nearby. There are three main types of plate boundaries: divergent boundaries, where plates move apart, creating new crust and volcanic activity; convergent boundaries, where plates collide, causing mountain formation, earthquakes, and subduction; and transform boundaries, where plates slide past each other, often resulting in earthquakes along faults such as the San Andreas Fault. Each type involves different movements of Earth's plates, resulting in various geological phenomena such as earthquakes and volcanic activity. Major global plate boundary zones include the Pacific Ring of Fire, known for intense volcanic and earthquake activity; the Mid-Atlantic Range, an underwater mountain range formed by divergent plates; and the Himalayan Collision Zone, where the Indian and Eurasian plates collide, creating towering mountains and seismic hazards. Common natural hazards in plate boundary areas include earthquakes caused by tectonic movements, volcanic eruptions releasing lava and ash, and tsunamis triggered by underwater earthquakes. These hazards pose significant risks to ecosystems and human communities, especially those located close to active boundaries. Human activities in plate boundary regions are shaped by both the opportunities and risks presented by these dynamic environments. People settle, farm, build infrastructure, and develop economies here despite the natural hazards, adapting their lifestyles and practices accordingly. Despite the risks, many people live and develop infrastructure in plate boundary regions. Understanding human activities helps us appreciate both the challenges and opportunities these areas present. Population distribution near plate boundaries tends to be dense due to fertile soils and economic opportunities. However, these settlements face heightened vulnerability to natural hazards like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, requiring careful planning and risk management. Urban areas near tectonic boundaries are growing rapidly, increasing the demand for infrastructure such as roads, buildings, and utilities. This urbanization raises exposure to hazards, making it essential to integrate hazard mitigation into development plans to protect communities. Cities along plate boundaries grow rapidly, requiring development of infrastructure such as roads, buildings, and utilities. This urbanization increases exposure to tectonic hazards. Living in plate boundary regions offers economic benefits like tourism, mining, and fertile agricultural land. However, these advantages come with risks from natural disasters such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, which can cause severe damage and disrupt livelihoods. This section focuses on the hazards associated with plate boundaries and their impacts on human populations, infrastructure, and the environment, emphasizing the need for understanding and managing these risks effectively. Earthquakes result from sudden movements along faults at plate boundaries, causing ground shaking that can lead to loss of life, damage to buildings, and disruption of daily activities. Understanding their causes helped in preparing and mitigating their impacts on communities. Volcanic eruptions release ash, lava, and gases that threaten nearby populations and infrastructure. They can destroy property, force evacuations, and cause long-term environmental and health issues due to air quality degradation and landscape changes. Tsunamis, often triggered by undersea earthquakes, flood coastal areas causing widespread destruction and loss of life. They can also lead to secondary hazards like landslides and fires, compounding risks faced by affected communities. Human responses to hazards in plate boundary zones include preparedness, adaptation, and mitigation strategies aimed at reducing risks and enhancing resilience to natural disasters. Public education is vital for raising awareness about hazards and promoting preparedness. Well-developed plans enable communities to respond effectively during emergencies, significantly reducing casualties and damage. Engineering safer buildings with earthquake-resistant designs helps protect lives and property. Early warning systems provide critical alerts that allow people to take protective actions before seismic events occur. Long-term planning involves zoning laws to control land use, emergency response plans for quick action during disasters, and environmental regulations to safeguard ecosystems and promote sustainable development in plate boundary areas. Case studies provide real-world examples of how communities experience and respond to hazards in plate boundary zones, offering both valuable lessons for risk management and adaptation. The 2008 Sichuan earthquake caused massive destruction and loss of life, highlighting challenges in disaster management and reconstruction in tectonically active regions. It underscores the importance of preparedness and resilient infrastructure. The 2011 Japanese earthquake and tsunami led to widespread devastation and a nuclear crisis, emphasizing the critical role of preparedness and advanced technology in disaster response and management to minimize impacts. Different countries adopt hazard mitigation strategies based on resources, governments, and cultural factors. Comparing these approaches reveals best practices that can improve disaster risk reduction globally. Plate boundary zones present significant natural hazards but also opportunities for human adaptation. Understanding these challenges and implementing effective strategies enables safer, sustainable living in these dynamic regions. Thank you for watching.